I'm Katie Darrell, and today we are at home and social with Gina Schock of the Go-Go's. How are
Hey
you, Gina?
everybody. Hey Katie, how you doing?
Woo! I am so psyched to be talking to you right now.
Thank you, sweetie.
Well, listen, so we've got a lot of ground to cover, all right? So I'm going to go in 100 different directions, but we're going to
Sure.
try and have a clear path as we're doing it. First
Sure.
and foremost, it has been 20 years since the Go-Go's released God Bless the Go-Go's.
Yes.
20 years. Hello. Time flies when you're having fun, Gina, right?
It seems like, I don't know, it goes fast, but when you're busy, as long as you're busy, everything moves really fast. And I swear to God, Katie, it feels like, everybody probably says, but it feels like we did that about 3 years ago or something. I mean, 20 years is cracked.
20 years is insane. But I love that. So to celebrate this, you're reissuing the album on vinyl. And it's not just regular vinyl. You guys chose blue. And I love that.
It's, first of all, I am so happy about the vinyl issue making a big comeback. Everybody's like, who doesn't love vinyl? Who doesn't love the packaging? Everything about it is just so beautiful. And then when it got smaller and smaller and smaller, now there's nothing. It's like, where's all that beautiful artwork? Looking, and then like the blue vinyl. How fantastic is that?
It's great because if you don't remember what the album looks like, God Bless the Go-Go's, of course, everyone's kind of in their, merry poses, with the veil and everything. So of course it's beautiful to be on blue. Might I ask, is it light blue, dark blue? What shade?
Isn't this terrible? Where is it? I don't even know what shade it is. Oh my God. I don't know what shade it is.
Well, good news, everyone. You can get your own copy on May 14th and find out what shade of blue it is.
I'm going to look that up right after we get off this call. I should know that, actually.
So, Gina, I want to talk about the timeline of the Go-Go's in terms of breaks and hiatuses, okay? Because we just mentioned that it's been 20 years since God Bless the Go-Go's was released, okay?
Yeah.
But that album, between the one prior, it was a 17-year break. I believe the album prior was Talk Show in 1984. Tell me about these big chunks of time.
Well, after there was Talk Show, but then I think we put out like a greatest hits at the beginning of the 90s. But then, like 92 or 93, we put out Return to the Valley of the Go-Go's. And that had 3 new songs on it and had all kind of crazy recordings from like us even being in a rehearsal studio and just having a tape.
Yes, I remember. This was like kind of like there was some demo type stuff on it. Right?
Yeah, it's like there's like I think 33 songs. It's for it's for real Go-Go's fans, I guess, but it's really interesting and cool. And it had 3 new songs. It had Good Girl, Beautiful, and what was the single? Whole World Lost Its Head. That's a whole world lost its head.
Okay, let me jump forward then. So then we had God Bless the Go-Go's, which we're celebrating the 20th anniversary of. And it took about another 20 years for you to do a new single, and that's Club Zero, right?
Yeah, so I think probably in 20 years we'll have something else new. And we'll be like 90 and we'll all have wheelchairs and we'll be playing on stage in wheelchairs or something. I don't know, man. It's crazy. I'd like to get out more material, believe me.
Now, I know the single Club Zero, that was in particular to go along with the documentary that you guys put out last year. Tell me about the process of kind of dusting off the chops and getting back in there together to do this single. Did it feel seamless, or did it feel like you guys kind of had to stretch out?
Jane and I were talking about this yesterday, and it is just crazy. Time goes by so quickly anyway, but we're always busy. We're always talking. There's always something happening in Go-Go land, okay? And we were talking about that yesterday, how we got in the studio. We hadn't been in the studio together in 20 years. Mm-hmm. And we went in and everything was done in 2 days, with the exception of Belinda's vocals. Like everybody, fortunately, Jane was here in San Francisco. Plus, we're all over the place. I live in San Francisco. Jane's in San Francisco and Hawaii. Kathy's in Austin. Belinda's in Bangkok, and Charlotte's in LA. Now, trying to write that song, getting it recorded, everybody's all over the world these days. It's really difficult to get everybody together to get things done, but we do. And it was great fun. And I love the song. It's classic Go-Go's. It sounds like we do when we play live. It rocks out. It's great. I love it.
It is that you did not reinvent the wheel. Like this is exactly someone puts this song in and you hear it and you go Go-Go's, whether it was Go-Go's in 1980 or Go-Go's in 20.
Yeah, I mean, we have definitely, yeah, we have a sound and you know, a style and all, which you know is really cool. So you know, I'm sure everybody you talk to, you can't wait to get back out on the road and actually get to play stuff. You know, I mean, we're all going crazy waiting for it to be safe for everyone.
You mentioned shoulder surgery, all right? And so for those of you just tuning in at home, I'm talking to Gina Schock of the Go-Go's. Obviously, rock and roll takes a toll on your body. Aging takes a toll on one body, right? I wake up and I'm like, ow, what's that? So what has this rock and roll life done to your body? You know, having to beat the drums and
yeah, and you know what? And I think also because like I never took lessons. No one ever showed me how to play maybe in a way that wouldn't damage me in years to come. And so teaching myself, I just play. It's like I give it everything I have, and I hit the drums really hard. And I have arthritis in my hands, and I had to have one shoulder operated on. Now I'm going to have the other. I had to have neck surgery. I mean, and then there's life where I was in that accident that made this worse. I mean, but you know what? Big deal, man. What a life I've had, and it's still fantastic. I am grateful for all the aches and pains. You know. It's part of living. It's what I do. And I'm happy to be here to talk about it.
The band, the Go-Go's, formed in 1978, took the LA punk scene by storm. What was it like? Tell me, like, an average Friday night. Set the scene for me. It's Friday night. The Go-Go's may not even have a show tonight, but you guys are walking the strip.
Yeah, we are.
The vibe here.
Well, because it was, you know, it's like you're 20 years old, 21 years old. I actually arrived there in 79. I drove across country in my father's pickup truck with everything I own and all this vinyl in back of me. That was in the truck too. I have all this. I mean, I could show you some stuff, guys. Anyway, so I drove across country. When I got there, the band had been together for like 6 months. And I was like, on a mission. Like when I left Baltimore, I told everyone, the next time you see me, I'm going to be a rock star. How crazy is that? Anyway, so I get to LA and I meet them a couple months in at a party. It's a long story, but it all worked out. I invited them over to the house where I had all my drums set up, and we played a couple songs, and I quit the bands I was in, and they fired their drummer the next day, and that was it. The rest is history. It all just hard work, a lot of practicing, everybody fighting for the same thing. It was like us against the world. And that's the way we were. We were like, we're a girl gang. Like any night of the week. It didn't have to be weekends. You know, we were out on Sunset Strip, Hollywood Boulevard, you know, with it was like the punk scene was so inclusive, you know. It was a great time to be there.
Well, so many bands credit you guys, the Go-Go's, for breaking that rock and roll glass ceiling for women. Who did you look to as an influence or someone that you idolized as the way that people look to the Go-Go's?
Well, I'll really be honest with you. My idols were all men. They were, I mean, the first band I ever saw, or the first two, my first rock and roll experience was my brother taking me to see Led Zeppelin opening for The Who on that 69 tour, okay? Which I still have the ticket stub, which by the way, you just reminded me, I have a book coming out of all of 40 years in the Go-Go's, and it's all the photographs that I've taken over the years. And that ticket stub will be in the book. It starts out the book with my little ticket stub. I think it was $4.50 or something for the seats. I mean, that is when I had my epiphany. I was like 11 going on 12, and I was like, oh my God, I don't care where I am on that stage, but I want to be up on that stage. And that's what started me like a crazy person. And everything was all about music. It was all about that. Anyway, I'm sorry, I'm going off on tangents because there's so much to tell. But I've got this book, and it's coming out in October, and it's called Made in Hollywood. And it's going to be all these photographs that I have become the archivist, like, I don't know how it just happened, but that's what I sort of am for the band. And this book will be out, and it's been a labor of love. There's like tons of photos. It's a coffee table book, an art book, but there's also 30,000 words. So there's stories with everything. So it's really interesting. I'm really proud of it. I think it's going to be great.
So you say you got excited by rock and roll. You went to this Zeppelin concert. The Who opened up for them. This is 1969.
Yeah.
Did you know that you wanted to do the drums?
No, I didn't know. I just wanted to be on stage. I didn't care what I did. And, you know, it's so weird. I guess there weren't a lot of female role models in the rock business back then, you know, in the rock and roll. Like, yeah, man, there's Joni Mitchell or, you know, I mean, there were other people, but I liked harder music, you know. I love Court and Spark, and I love Blue. I mean, I love everything. I love all sorts of music, all genres. Anyway, lost my train of thought, but
it's okay. I love when you lose your train of thought because then I get to jump to another Lily Pad.
I'm sorry. Katie, when I get going, I get excited and I'm like a runaway train because wow, what a life. It's been so great. And all this is coming back, you know, all these years later. And it's just a wonderful experience, you know?
Well, so I read a stat the other day, and I'm sorry that I'm going to actually read it, but
go ahead, baby.
The Go-Go's are the only female band to write and play their own instruments on a #1 album. I read this and at first I went, yeah. And then I went, boo. Yeah. How is it possible that record stands with you guys after all these years? What's wrong? What's going on that someone else hasn't been able to take that title from you?
This is another discussion we'd have. It's like sad commentary right on the business. I mean, like, what's going on and why hasn't this happened? You got me. I don't know, man. It's really, really weird, I think.
It really is. I mean, I was dumbfounded by this.
Yeah, it's weird. It's very strange. I don't know. I don't get it. Thank you. It's like, hey, fantastic. We didn't know it was going to turn out like that. We were just doing what we love to do, and, you know, it all worked out.
So Beauty and the Beat, okay? I love the name because obviously it plays off of Beauty and the Beast. But it can also be interpreted as a bit sexist unless you guys came up with it yourselves. And that's what I want to know. Was this the label that put this title on you, or did you guys come up with it?
Belinda thought of it. Okay. Belinda thought of it. And we loved it. And our manager, Ginger Canzaneri at the time, she had the idea of the towels and the white faces, the cold cream faces.
Yeah.
So, you know, I mean, it was like, yeah, we're in towels, but like, we're not trying to be sexy here, you know? It's just like, it's just a cool idea.
Right. And I love it. But then I was like, oh, wait a minute. Was this their idea, or did some man make them do it? And were they, you know,
there was never anything like that. This band is so organic. Everything comes from us, you know? It's always been that way. There was never any, you know, Svengali behind this band. It was 5 crazy girls just doing what they love.
Doing what you love and getting acknowledged for it, because I believe in 2021 you got honored at the She Rocks Awards. And
yeah, man, that's a cool award. I had that, Katie. It's really neat. Have you seen those awards?
No, it's glass, right?
Yeah. Would you hand me that, please? I'm going to show it to you. It's an icon award, and it's one of the prettiest ones besides like the Star on Hollywood Boulevard. That's pretty cool. But this is what it is.
It's beautiful.
Like that. Neat, right?
Yeah, it's one of those awards that you keep by the front door, because if an intruder comes in, it's a great weapon, right?
You could definitely, you could gouge somebody's eye out with the top.
A good blunt object.
And it's heavy, or you can throw it at their head.
All right, so let's go ahead and jump to, we're going to play Rock and Tell. This is like show and tell, but with rock memorabilia. We have Gina Schock from the Go-Go's here. And Gina, wow me. Show me what you got.
Okay, so I collect everything. I've been trying to figure out what to show you. Okay, so the first thing I'll do is show you something that's been this is I bought this drum. I've told this story many times, in a thrift store in Boston. And it's a Ludwig. It's called a WFL. I got to do it backwards. Yeah. And there it is right there, but you can't see it. I don't think so well. Anyway, look at how busted up and weird it is. And, you know, the first time I got it, I was like, oh, I want to get it all refinished. And they were like, don't touch it. It'll change the sound. This snare drum has been on every single Go-Go's recording, which is pretty cool.
That is cool.
It's a 57, and so am I. We're both the same age.
Now, wait, with this drum, do you you use it in the recording studio? Do you also bring it to the live shows, or is it specific to just the recordings?
No, I'd never have that, you know, traveling around the country or around the world. This stays at my house. Yeah, it's here. One of the special ones. It is my most special snare drum of all that I have. I've been getting rid of a lot of stuff lately because I have just too much.
When you get rid of stuff, where does it go? What do you mean get rid of stuff? Can I drive by your house? Will this be on the curb?
No, it won't. I'm going to figure out what to do. Yeah, I did get rid of drum kits and T-shirts and, oh, God, Katie, I could go on and on. I save things. I mean, there's a place for everything, but like, okay, at one point you got to just stop. And, okay, that's enough, you know? I got to stop buying the shoes and, you know how it goes. You know how women are. Can't have enough shoes, glasses.
Don't get me started. I need this pandemic to be over because I've just got a wall of shoes that like need to go out on the town.
Oh my God, no kidding. I'll be there with you, kiddo. I'd love to be out and doing something. Can't wait.
Yes. All right. So we're still playing Rock and Tell. Okay. Show me something else. Impress me.
Oh, let me show you this next, okay? This is really cool, okay? This is a photo of, as you can see, I'm trying, Ringo, and this photo was, see, I don't want it to do that. It kind of sucks. Hold on, let me try this.
Yeah, when you, have it tilt. Yeah. Oh, beautiful. Right there.
Right? This is a shot from a very famous photographer named Jim Marshall in the 60s and the 70s. Okay. And he has some incredible work. His work is incredible. The guy's passed away, but wow, what a photographer. I bought it about a year ago, and it is one of my prized possessions. That shot is from the Beatles' last show, which they played at Candlestick here. And I just thought I love Ringo's pensive look, and it's that close up. It's just gorgeous. Everything about it, you know.
No, it's so funny. That word was the exact. I was just going to say, do you have any lovely pensive photos of yourself that you have found that people have taken while you were out on the road?
Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I do, but I don't have them handy right here. Do I ever?
And when you see something like that, when someone shows you a shot of yourself that they kind of caught candidly,
oh, you know what?
Excited or embarrassed?
No, I think it's cool because it's like, wow, they actually care enough to do that. Sweet. I know what. I was just going to have these frames. Somebody sent these to me. They're pretty cool. Here's one.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's great.
Right?
Yep. Perfect.
And here's another one. And I really like them.
I like that one because I like there's just the use of the blackness behind you.
Yeah, it's cool, right?
Yeah, the dark is great.
I don't know who the heck did it, sent these to me. I should find out, but they're really cool.
Oh, yeah, that is fantastic.
Right?
You got it. You got to frame them. Got to do it.
Yeah, I'm gonna frame them. And fans send me stuff all the time. It's so nice. It's so cool.
And let's talk about what's behind you. I see there's a couple of go-go albums. What's on your shelf?
Well, I wanted to say another one of my prized possessions. I love picture discs. And this, I don't know where I bought this a really long time ago, but check this out. Okay, they're all picture discs. And look, I even put my backstage pass from Serious Moonlight Tour.
Oh, cool. Now, how long have you had this? Is this a new item in your collection that you just?
No, I've had this a long time. Let me show you more. I'm a huge Bowie fan, as you probably know, just such a brilliant, brilliant man. I just can't hardly believe he's gone.
And just the way that he just reinvented himself and his fashion and
all the time.
The artwork in general of
those picture discs, Katie, look.
Oh, I love it. All right, wait, do a slow turn on that because I want to be able to see everyone real good. All right, let me see the back again. Amazing. Now, when you have, so these things like a Go-Go's picture disc, do you have just one or is it like you have like four? Because you got to have a backup for the backup and a backup.
I did have more. I only have one of each of these now because I think I gave them to people over the years, which was sort of dumb.
It's not. They're taking care of them. So
yeah, it's a beautiful thing, man. It's beautiful.
It's like the library loaner system. You could always say, can I have it back?
Okay. I have another thing to show you. Okay.
Okay.
I'm trying to help do this. This is another prized possession. We opened for the Rolling Stones in, I think, 81 or 82.
Right.
And this, I hope I have this right. Can you see this?
Go into the Go-Go with the Rolling Stones, October 1. That's amazing. Wait, pan up so I can see what's above it. Yes.
Can you see it,
I
Katie?
can see it. It's beautiful. Great framing, by the way, too. You have it all in the shot.
Cool, right?
Ooh, and what's right to the left of it? What gold album is that?
Oh, that's from, I wrote 4 songs for Selena Gomez, and then my Miley Cyrus Platinum and Selena Gomez Gold. And then these are all my records up here. I kind of at the top, I put them around the top of my office. This is my office. And
pan down just a little bit. There. Oh, beautiful. What is it like when you write a song and another artist performs it? How does that feel compared to when you perform and record the song?
Well, thing is, when I'm writing for someone else, it's not like I just sit around and write songs. I'm writing with, I have someone in mind, that particular artist. So I co-write. I don't do anything by myself. I like having partners. I love being in a band. I like all that information that I get from everybody. That's right. I think is how you grow. You get better at what you do. When I'm writing with someone, we would first kind of like do a little research on the artists, so you can try to get in their headspace. Yeah. What do they want to talk about? You can listen to their music and you can figure out kind of where to take it, but what do they want to say? And so we would do all that, and that's how I write for another artist. I just try to put myself in their shoes when I'm writing for someone else. And then of course writing for yourself, you just write what makes sense for you. It's part truth, part fiction. Yeah.
It's time to talk about a very important hashtag. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Hashtag go vote.
Oh, hell yeah. Guys.
Yes. What we're talking about is the Go-Go's are nominated to potentially be the class of 2021 for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Ladies.
Wow. It's, I got to tell you, this is an interesting story about this because we sort of, after a while, we're like, we're done with this. We're never going to be nominated. Hell with that. I don't care if we get nominated or we don't.
No.
But listen, that's the way we were thinking. But then when it actually happened, everybody was like, oh shit, it really is exciting. This is kind of a great thing. Oh my God, I hope we get in. Oh wow, how exciting.
Yeah, so there's a lot of people nominated this year. Obviously, there's the Go-Go's. Iron Maiden is nominated. Foo Fighters, Rage Against the Machine. Devo is even nominated. There's a lot of competition here. So it's all really based on voting, right? So people have to get out and vote. That's why I talk about hashtag go.
And you can vote every day. I mean, every day you can vote. So please vote for some Go-Go's action, man. Yeah.
And they'll make the announcement in May, correct?
I believe so. May 24th or something. Why is that date coming out of my head? I don't know. But I think that's kind of when.
That is so special and it's so fantastic. And I'm rooting for you. I will be voting every single day because
okay, come on, that's so sweet, man. That's great.
Listen, you're iconic. But what's crazy is, listen, all these bands deserve to be in this.
Sure.
So it's hard to kind of pick and choose and narrow it down. I guess that's what makes it so exciting.
Exactly, because everybody that's in there deserves to be nominated and even inducted. I mean, come on, man. They're all really great artists. Everybody was looking at them. Mary J. Blige, I love her.
Yes. All right. So May is a big month. We are going to find out if the Go-Go's are going to make it into the Rock Hall of Fame. Everyone needs to vote. Hashtag go vote. May is also important because the blue vinyl of God Bless the Go-Go's comes out, 20th anniversary edition.
You know what? I got to tell you one thing. My 2 favorite records actually are Beauty of the Beat and God Bless the Go-Go's. So I really pushed hard. I did to get them to reissue that. So I'm so pleased with that. I love that record.
God bless the Go-Go's and God bless Gina Schock for joining us here today. Thank you so much, Gina.
Thanks, Katie. It was great talking to you and everybody out there. Nice to see you, kinda. Bye, you guys.
Hey there. Thanks for watching Access TV. Subscribe, follow, like, and do all the good stuff. And make sure you leave a comment below. I don't know, just let us know what your favorite Access TV show is, or who your favorite bands are, and what artists you're into, or just say hi, man. I like to be told hi. We love hearing from you. That's the point, all right? Keep it coming.